Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to see you for the late show. Nice to be back. Nice to be back. After a eventful yesterday, that's what that's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it an eventful live stream. A live stream. How are you all? Good to see you. April, good to see you. Diane, Maria, good to see you. Mamma Mia, Rachel, Mr. Dan Yee. Blue Moon, hey Blue Moon, Mamma Mia again. Gayla, Kathy Lynch, Marilyn Landis. So anyone who's not here, we probably upset yesterday with the whole psychic thing. I didn't mean to upset anyone. Sometimes my brain gets stuck on topics with my ADHD at times. Bees are life. How are you? Good to see you. Cakespoo, good to have you too. Some very sad news this afternoon. Let me load this up. Not the news I think any of us were hoping for anyway. Let me just get this for you. This has happened just in the last hour, unfortunately. One of the two teenagers who were poisoned with that methanol overseas has now succumbed to her poisoning, unfortunately, and she has died in hospital. Not the outcome I think any of us wanted at all. I even posted last night that I was hoping, I don't know, for a miracle for them to pull through and survive, but unfortunately, that is not what happened. Here, I'll play this video from Sky News about half an hour ago.
Breaking news during question time, Bianca Jones, one of the teenage girls who was over in Laos, has died. So this very sad news coming through, of course. Methanol poisoning was what happened to these two teens. One remains on life support. Let's go live to Holly Stearns in Melbourne. Holly, such a sad update. What more do we know?
Well, many Australians' hearts are breaking for Bianca Jones's family. This is such a tragic turn. We do have an update that 19-year-old Bianca Jones has died after consuming a methanol-laced drink while on holiday in the popular holiday destination of Laos with her best friend, Holly Bowles. Now, the two had been fighting for life on life support over the past couple of days after becoming critically ill. Bianca Jones was on life support in Thailand's north in a place called Udon Thani. Holly Bowles, as you mentioned, Tom, is still fighting for life. She is being kept on life support in Bangkok at the moment with family by her side. Now, Bianca Jones's family has released a heartbreaking statement. I'll read part of that now for our viewers. It reads, "It is with the heaviest of hearts that we share the news that our beloved daughter and sister Bianca Jones has passed away. She was surrounded by love, and we are comforted by the knowledge that her incredible spirit touched so many lives during her time with us. We want to express our deepest gratitude for the overwhelming support, love and prayers we've received from across Australia. The kindness shown to our family during this unimaginable time has been truly humbling." So just a heartbreaking statement there from Bianca Jones's family. Now, both girls are victims of a suspected mass drink spiking in the popular holiday destination. Authorities in Laos are now investigating that. We also learnt today a US citizen has also died. It's understood that he was staying in a similar area to the Australian girls. But just an absolute heartbreaking development here. Just 25 to 90 mils of methanol is enough to be fatal. Now, both of these teenagers are from Melbourne's Bayside suburbs. They're much loved and tributes are already pouring in online now for Bianca Jones, and Australians are now fighting for Holly Bowles as well. We also just heard there from Anthony Albanese as well as Peter Dutton sending their love to Bianca Jones's family. What was meant to be a university break trip, these girls were on the trip of a lifetime through Southeast Asia. It's now turned into a living nightmare for their families and loved ones, and our thoughts here at Sky News are with Bianca Jones's family during this difficult time and also with Holly Bowles.
Not the outcome that I don't think anyone hoped for. And those two girls are from my area, literally lived a few streets away from where I am. About 3 or 4 streets away. They live in my area. Well, it's just, their parents are locals to me, and extremely sad. I mean, you think of going away, to have some fun when you're that age. You don't think of this type of stuff, right? You're probably more on the lookout for dodgy guys and, hey, stuff like that. You're probably not on the lookout for methanol-laced drinks. That's probably not your first thought. Hopefully her friend survives. Actually, yesterday, I heard that there was a mercy dash going on to get to the girls, and I was thinking, and I said to Mrs. Ping, I was like, I really hope they're not keeping her alive until they get there, and that's why we're sort of hearing this news already. And unfortunately, that may have been the case. I don't fully know, but it's very interesting that 24 hours later they announced that she passed away. I it's really sad. Imagine having to repatriate your daughter back to Australia after they were just going on some, typical teenage backpacking hostel trip. And now it's not just them. It seems to be there are other people that have been poisoned as well, including a person from the US who died. And then I heard it was a nurse out of Europe that also died. So this is like almost a widespread, not widespread, but more than these families, unfortunately. Yeah. On Thursday, the U.S. Department of State, their spokesperson also confirmed an American had died in the town just days after Danish authorities said two of its citizens had died in the same location. The U.S. State Department said, "We are closely monitoring the situation and providing consular assistance to the families." The spokesperson did not link the death to methanol and said local authorities were responsible for determining the cause of death. That's not surprising, knowing how the US works with, you know, uh, death certificates and manner of death and things like that, how it's down to the local ME. It doesn't surprise me they make a statement saying they can't claim responsibility of what or tell you what killed them. They're pretty steadfast in the way they palm off, who has authority on what. So that's not surprising, but N all hopes now go to her friend Holly, and hopefully Holly, pulls through. I haven't heard too much about her. I know her family's, intensely private, and they don't really wanna talk to the public at all, and I'm just trying to see if I can find anything an update for her. Yeah, so they're saying the 19-year-old, this is her, here, this is Bianca, and then her friend Holly were victims of a suspected mass drink spiking incident in Southeast Asia. And there's a girl who passed away today, actually. They're saying both Miss Jones and Miss Bowles spent days in a coma, fighting for life in separate hospitals, with their families by their side. Miss Jones' family confirmed her death in a statement to the Herald Sun on Thursday. They said it is with the heaviest of hearts that we share the news that our beloved daughter and sister, Bianca Jones, has passed away. And they said that she was surrounded by love, and we are comforted by the knowledge that her incredible spirit touched so many lives during her time with us. So they were very involved in the community. I had a different photo for you if I can bring it up. Yeah. So you can see they're part of the local AFL or WAFL, like, for the community side. Southland East. I don't know who that is, and I live there. I live actually at that suburb. Hold on. Yeah, Southeast Home. No, is that it? AFL? I don't know. They're the Sharks, right? Looks like they're the Sharks. Let's have a look. Looks like the Sharks. AFL side. Southport? No, I don't think we're Southport. Is it Southport or Southland? I can't read it. No, it says Southland East. Yeah, an L. Priceline Pharmacy at Southland. Yeah. Holmes Glen TAFE, which is in Moorabbin. The VAFA. The hell is the VAFA? See, you can tell how much sport I watch. The VAFA. VAFA clubs. Let's have a look. We're looking for S. I don't know. This club doesn't seem to be on there. Ivanhoe, which is in Melbourne, Paran, St. Bernard, St. John's. I am probably looking at the wrong thing. Someone who follows football might have to tell me. But I can't find it. I was hoping to find their club, but I can't find it. But you can see that image of them anyway. It's a really nice image. I like that one. They look like happier times for the both of them. They don't. It depends what the situation is. Sometimes they add it to thin out the alcohol so they get more money. So they're trying to make it, more of a profit. Sometimes it's from, poor production. So when they make it, they don't filter off. You're supposed to filter off like the first part of it, which contains a lot of various chemicals, most of it methanol. And it's like hot water. So that's what they call it, hot water, and you're supposed to get rid of it. But a lot of them just bottle it. They bottle it, give it out, and then kids like this get very ill. Mostly deliberate or just not caring. Not caring. They'd rather just not give any crap. As long as you pay your $4 or whatever, they don't really care. Yeah, so it's home distillation. That's what it is. Not home distillation because it's for a commercial size quantity, but they do it sort of in backyard operations, that type of thing. And it's not there's not like a company who goes out there to check what they're doing, and then it makes it into the market, and no one's testing anything. Yeah, so it's to thin out real alcohol, but sometimes it can be done from production too. If you get it wrong, you don't do it right, you can get a lot of methanol byproduct. Yeah, you can't tell them not to drink, but what's the answer? Only buy from bottled brands that you know? I'm not sure what the answer is on that. Glitter says we call it pure grain, like moonshine. Super strong, hard to drink. We used to mix it with Hawaiian punch. Yeah. Right. So that's what they're making. They're making pure alcohol, basically moonshine. And then they're adding stuff to get more profit out of it, or just not taking any care when they're distilling it. And then these kids want to have a cheap holiday, they're all staying in hostels. So nights out have to be cheap too. And these people, these different bars and hostels take advantage of that. $1 drinks, free drinks for X, Y, and Z, and of course they're going to use the cheapest, nastiest alcohol they can find because they want to make a profit. And every so often, we have people that get poisoning events. It's happened before. We've had people die before. Not to discount these two, but it has happened before. Glitter says, I think you can taste it. I don't know how they would conceal. No, from what I heard is that you can't taste it. It should be indistinguishable, or at least that's the research I read, that it should be. If you had 1 cup of ethanol and 1 cup of methanol, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. They both look like a clear spirit, and you wouldn't be able to tell. And if you drank one, you'd die. If you drank the other, you'd probably be all right. It's very hard to tell the difference without lab equipment or some sort of test. Rachel said these cases definitely seem like a widespread deliberate act. Seems like someone was trying to generate more profit. Yep. This is not alcohol poisoning. This is methanol poisoning. It's different. It's methanol, not ethanol. Hold on. Here, let me see if I can find something we can all watch. Yeah. So 9 News did a video on it the other day. I can't play all of it, but I can probably play a little bit.
This morning fighting for life in Thailand after suffering methanol poisoning while on holiday in Laos. For more, we are joined now by forensic pathologist Professor David Ransom live in Melbourne. Professor, thanks so much for your time this morning. It's such awful news we heard overnight. These two 19-year-old women now in hospital, their parents on their way. Can you talk us through the impacts of methanol poisoning, what it does to the body?
Yeah, this is a horrible tragedy. Methanol poisoning is actually probably more common than people think around the world. And it's commonly occurs where there has been adulterating of drinks, alcoholic drinks with methanol. Small amounts of methanol are produced in fermentation, but some bad fermentation arrangements or adulterating drinks with methanol does occur. And if this form of alcohol, special form of alcohol, is drunk, then it does some very, very nasty things to the body.
It's alarming to hear you say that this is more common than we think. Why is it so common?
Well, I think the variety of countries which don't have sophisticated systems for producing alcohol will often produce some spirits and other drinks that have high levels of methanol. Often home brews and things like that can do that. But at a commercial level, sometimes illicit sort of bootlegging type arrangements will also lace ordinary alcohol drinks to make them stretch further.
So how much then do you need to actually ingest for it to be deadly or cause significant damage?
It's actually not as much as you might think. It's sort of 10, 15 mils of the actual methanol itself. And what happens is the methanol is actually converted in the body to a really more dangerous substance, going through formaldehyde, which is sort of embalming fluid, if you like, and through to formic acid, which then attacks the cells of the body and kills them. And this causes the terrible symptoms, blindness, kidney damage, and some of these can be permanent damage, even if you recover from the poisoning.
Oh, it's just awful when you think about, an embalming product then being ingested into your body and the damage that might cause. I mean, you don't have to...
I mean, we've all talked about embalming fluid, especially when you think about Tammy Daybell. We've done hundreds of hours on when they were going to re-exhume her body. We were like, well, what would be left? And, things like that, because she had been embalmed. Could they even find anything? So we know how nasty that is. Imagine that being converted by your liver and then getting into your bloodstream. Can't be good for anyone. I really don't know. I wish I had some good advice, but I don't know. Like that doctor said, even if you go to some production level alcohol when you're away, it can be a bootlegging operation within the commercial operation. Does that make sense? So I can give you an example. Say it's some alcohol company between 9 a.m. in the morning and 5 p.m. in the afternoon. They make real alcohol. So they make whatever brands and beer and stuff. And then after 7 p.m. at night, they have an arrangement and people come in and manufacture their own alcohol on their equipment. That is really common. Not in Australia, but in some of these other countries. It's almost like a black market operation within an official facility. They do it like that because it stops police, authorities, things like that from coming in and, kind of shutting them down because it looks official. So I don't really know. Yeah, that's the issue I'm kind of saying is even if it came from a bottling plant where they make alcohol, it may not be okay. So I don't want to give any bad advice. I don't know. I really don't have any answers, and that is very uncommon for me. I would say just educate the kids that it is a risk and to look out for your friends. And if you feel like after maybe having one drink and waiting a little bit and seeing if there's any side effects, that might be a rather than like have a shot, have another beer, have a shot, and then in an hour you've already had 5 drinks. By that point it may be already too late. But if you had only had one, maybe you would have got a little ill, but you may have been okay. Hey, Summer Thunder, good to see you, my friend. Hello, everyone. Just woke up to thunder and lightning. Haven't heard about this. Thanks, Ping, for sharing. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Lisa says Australia's idea of spring break is going to these countries. Well, it's sort of like in the USA, they head to Cancun. We head to like Bali, Vietnam, Thailand, any type of Asian country because we're so close. So very similar to people heading to like Cancun for spring break. It's storming here. Yeah, you guys have got that what do you call it? Bomb cyclone heading through the US right now. Rachel says they rent their equipment out. Maybe we need to test or something. Pretty sure that methanol can only be detected by certain equipment. It's not like you can dip a strip into it and be like, oh, that's methanol. Don't drink that. I think you have to have like pretty specific equipment to test for it. At least that's what I read. That you can't just like, use a pH strip or something. You have to literally put it through like a spectrometry, like spectrograph or whatever, and find out what chemicals are in it. I don't think you can just test it with like, dripping a few drops on a strip or a like a what do you call it? Like a coaster, something like that. Which is interesting because they do have those coasters for spiked drinks, but more for like illicit drugs like GHB, stuff like that. And you can take like a drip off your finger and put it on the coaster and see if it's been adulterated. But I don't know if that would work for methanol. Yeah, most of them go to Florida or what they call Floribama or whatever they call it now. And yeah, but I've heard Cancun. If you got the money, a lot of them do go to Mexico now too. What is Cakespoo? Cakespoo says, my son's down the Goldie right now for schoolies. Glad he's not over in Thailand. Your son almost had a run-in with Bonnie Blue. So, okay, Brisbane's not a safe house for no debauchery. It is still stuff going on. Anyway, I'm not here to dob your son in. I'm just saying that I lived in Queensland for a long time, and schoolies was a big part of the end of the year, so I'm sure he's fine, but yeah, it's schoolies. You were a young lady once. I'm sure you know exactly what's happening. Yeah, a lucky escape. April B says, sounds like they need to set some strict guidelines and regulations for drink making. You really think they're going to do that? I don't. This has been going on for like 25 years, 30 years, 40 years. There's been people that have been poisoned with methanol in Asia since I was a teenager, probably before. It's been going on a long time. Yeah, he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. I'm just saying, it's still mental. It's still very crazy up there. Galis is not over there. Yeah, they're not going to do anything. They're going to do exactly nothing. Yeah, I'm going to play the rest of the video.
Think too much about that. It is just awful. We know that 10 others, or we've heard that 10 others are in hospital. 2 Swedish people have sadly died, reportedly as well. How can travellers protect themselves in these kinds of scenarios when you're backpacking through these countries where I guess the standards aren't quite as high as we're used to here in Australia?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. The trouble with methanol in that sense is that it's colorless, odorless, tasteless. It acts just like alcohol in its initial stages until it starts getting metabolized to these poisons. So you just have to be really careful about the source of the drinks that you are taking. You don't want to buy sort of cheap bottles off some local dealer who doesn't appear to be reputable. You don't want to have home brew. You don't want to go to a premises where you're not sure of the source of the spirits they're serving. But it is very difficult. It's very difficult. And to stay safe probably means you want to go to the most legitimate sources of branded alcohol. But even sometimes those will be will be open and adulterated in order to get more, more bang for their buck in terms of what they're selling.
Professor, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's just awful to think what their families must be going through
Terrible.
at the moment. Really appreciate your time.
Imagine that as a parent.
It's just terrible.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Our friend in the chat, Glitter, sent this. I cropped it, Glitter. It's okay. I cropped it. Methanol testing kit, Mile High Distilling. It says it can get down to 0.35%. The only thing I'd worry about this is, like they said, some methanol, even in tiny amounts, is available in a lot of alcohol. I just don't know whether that means like every drink you stuck it into, it would turn a color, or like can it differentiate between a small amount and a large amount? Can it differentiate between something that's non-harmful like 0.01%? Let's see. Let me look it up. Mile High. All right, let's see. Ethanol test kit. Expensive though. Can you imagine kids buying this? I can't. Not for the price. It needs to be cheaper. It needs to be like $5. If it's this price, kids won't buy it. See, methanol test kit, $104.99, $105. Not a chance our children gonna buy this and take it on holidays. You need to have like 50 of them. Need to somehow make this process easier, so kids can just like touch and drop or something, or almost like a COVID test, right? You take some of your drink, drop it in, and it says yes, no, or you're having a baby. Either one. You're pregnant. That's it. Oh wait, you guys can't see. Damn it. Ping. There we go. $104.99. That's a lot of money for a kid traveling across backpacker hostels, and it needs to be cheaper. It needs to be like $5, $2, like very, very cheap. You can't use this for every drink you get because, yeah, it's a lot of money for one test kit. Buy your own duty-free grog and only drink that. That's a good idea. I actually like that. I like that. That you can go to the duty-free at the airport, and yeah, buy like a giant bottle of vodka, Absolute vodka, and go to town for your whole holiday. You'll have enough booze to last you your whole holiday. You won't even need to buy drinks. $2.99 Walmart special. Go figure. Could be $3. Hey, Video Reel, how are you? Yeah, it's too expensive. It costs too much. Kids just won't do it. I mean, maybe establishments might, like to test a giant batch of something, but not for individual drinks. It's too much. Too costly. Okay. All right. By the way, I will have another show tomorrow on this Munchausen by proxy allegation case, whatever you want to call it. I'm working on it now. I need more information, so I am sort of working on that at the moment. So tomorrow we should be able to do another episode on that. Which brings me to this. Where is it? Where is it? Ping, what did you do with it? This one? No. All right, give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, I found it. I found it. Let's go. All right. I talked to you yesterday about how the Australian government has some new legislation that they want to look at regarding uh, people under the age of 16 being able to use social media. Some people think it doesn't go far enough to protect children, and what they mean by that is children who are all over TikTok with their mum and dad, you know, at the latest Frozen 25 premiere, courtesy of Disney, and like, all expenses paid trip as long as you show that little kid on the video, as long as you give us that sweet, sweet content of a little kid. And they've started a petition. So if this is something, and I think it's a good idea. I don't think children should be used as an accessory to be like, hey, let me clout chase and make a living off my child like it's you know, like they don't even allow children to work in Hollywood for more than like 4 hours a day. Yeah, you're posting like 200 TikToks online going, we did this and we played with magnetic sand and we played open the gift and stuff. Like, get effed. Like, F off. So if this is something that is important to you and you're in well around the world, but I think it's open mostly to Australians, but I guess if you're anywhere, you could sign it. Here, let me put it in chat. It's to tighten the rules around how children can be presented online, especially younger kids. Like it's not okay. It's not okay. These women on there and men and daddy. What do they call it? Daddy TikTok or whatever. Yeah, I agree. Are we the first in the world? I don't know. Europe might have like Sweden or something. I don't know. Where's Anna? Anna will be able to tell us. She lives in Sweden. Yeah, I agree. I think it needs to be reduced. I Like I said, even in Hollywood, they don't allow children to work more than a couple of hours a day, depending on age. Yet there's no restriction here for children to do whatever on TikTok or Twitter or YouTube, Facebook. You know, they're taking them to these like premieres for whatever, and you'd be like, "Oh, Ping, you're just jealous. No one invited you to the premiere." Couldn't give a stuff about your premiere. Don't care. Don't want any corporate sponsors. Don't care. Just want kids to be kids, right? That's the saying. Isn't that why we protect them from, PDF files and report sexual abuse and stuff? Is because we want children's childhoods to be normal, like the majority of kids had when we were young. So why are we allowing them to work several billion hours a day to not profit them? Because there's going to be no money left when they grow up. All right, here. You want an example? How many of these TikTok people do you think actually make enough money to be life-changing money? And what I mean by life-changing is generational. And that's the only way a child will get money out of it, is if it's generational wealth. How many of these kids on social media do you think make that kind of money? 100 worldwide? Something like that? Not many. Not many, I promise you. It's not as many as you think. And how many of those do you think there'll be money left when they turn 18? It's probably not as many as you think. Yet there's thousands of them like on all platforms. And there's going to be no money left when they're an adult. So why did they work their entire childhoods? Not for their benefit really, except I guess it does make their life better when they're a child, but there's nothing for them when they get older. And even in Hollywood, they make you put away money for their future. There's accounts and things that you have to set up, and you can only take certain percentages and stuff like that. But there's no restriction on this in Australia at all. So, or the kids all have very large bank accounts, yeah, that the parents dip into constantly. I don't know what you mean by isolated in the digital age. What do you mean isolated? They can use social media. I think it's more the fact of, at least my side of it, is that we can't use them for profiteering off them. If they want to use social media, that's fine. I don't really care about that. Chris Hemsworth? I have no idea. I don't follow Chris Hemsworth. Sorry. Why? Do I look like him? Thank you. It's very kind of you. No, I don't. I have no idea. I don't know. Doesn't he live in Byron Bay or something? I have no idea. Oh, that's interesting. In China, they have real name authentication, so they have your age restricted, so no self-reporting. Interesting. Maybe we could do that. No, I just mean like, I feel like we all see the what's that kid that makes all the toys and stuff like Ryan's World or whatever? You know, that is the 1%. Where's the other 99% of children where their parents don't make enough but have been pushing them through this throughout childhood? Like, is that okay? Is that fine? Is that fine because 1 in 100 made it? They will need us all to self-report. I'm not sure how the new no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that new registration system works. Hold on, let's have a look. What's the law called? It's called like restriction of social media something. Hold on. All right. Yeah. Let's find a thing for us. All right, let's head to the ABC. Again, apparently there are friends.
Plenty of young people love social media, and social media loves them back. It's a relationship the Prime Minister wants to break up.
And this one's for the mums and dads. Social media is doing harm to our kids, and I'm calling time on it.
Apps like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X and YouTube are set to be banned for people under 16 years old.
The onus will be on social media platforms to demonstrate they are taking reasonable steps to prevent access. The onus won't be on parents or young people.
We would like to see not only the legislation introduced this year, we would like to see the legislation pass the Parliament this year.
The platforms are already pushing back. Facebook and Instagram's parent company warning, what's missing is a deeper discussion on how we implement protections. While tech industry body Digi says to enforce a blunt ban, all Australians would have to provide their personal information, such as an ID or an image of their face, to verify their age.
We're not really hearing those granular details yet from the Albanese government about how this is going to work.
Among young people who've grown up with social media, views are mixed.
I don't know if it should be banned, but I think there should be more restrictions.
I don't think all social media is bad. I just think it should be very heavily limited.
It's just like really easy to bully people on social media.
A ban is both blunt and imperfect. There's little doubt some young people will find a way around it. But the government argues it will, at the very least, empower anxious parents to say no to teenagers, insisting all their friends are online. Tom Lowry, ABC News, Canberra.
So this is two different conversations in my eyes. This one's more about teenagers accessing social media. What I'm talking about is little kids, like 2-year-olds, 1-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, where they don't have a choice in it. At least when they're a teenager, they could have that discussion with their parents. When you're 3, you can't have that discussion with your parents going, "Mummy, I love TikTok. Make me go on TikTok and let's play sand." I don't know what they do. Yeah, that one is up to 16, but the petition I was talking about is, I think it's more for younger kids, more for like little kids being paraded around social media and, you know, used as a way to spin money for their parents. That I'm in supportive of. Teenagers, I think my opinion is they could have that conversation with their parents, but the little kids I don't really like. You know, I don't really like them being, you know, used just to make money from. That I think is wrong, and that needs to be stamped out. But this one, I think it's they want this bill to be widened so it can protect little kids, but I'm not sure about the under 16. I think that could be worked out with parents. This leads to the account run by mum situations. I see that a lot now. There was a court case recently where they said a mum tried to get around it by saying that the account was run by the mum, and then they went to court, and the court said that's not a legal precedent. Just by you saying on the profile that the account is run by the parent, that's not a legal disclaimer, nor is it a way of legally taking away your, responsibilities. It was interesting. Summer Thunder says, "Ping, yes. Where he supposedly lives in, yes, you resemble Thor." I really do not. I really do not. I think he has giant muscles, and I do not. Yeah, yeah. The up to 16 is interesting. But you heard from some of the children. I'm sure there's kids out there that have been bullied relentlessly. I think it's a discussion. At what age do you allow these children unfettered access to social media? And is it a wise idea while they're in school? And is there another way to do that with restricted access? That's a different conversation. The conversation I'm interested in is protecting little kids. I don't, teenagers, that's sort of like a parental issue for me anyway, but I would like to see little kids protected. Ruby says, "I see that a little person on social media is just 2020's version of Little Miss pageants." But you do know that those little kids that are paraded around, it's like the number one target for PDF files online. They take all the imagery and the videos and they doctor it and they change things. So if like little kids eating an ice cream and stuff, you can imagine the edits they can make. It's pretty gross. Yeah, he does. He does. Way bigger than mine. Yeah, I'm very angry about. No, I'm not angry about that. I don't care. You see, so you think it's like a pageant system? Okay, I don't. I think the little kids up until a certain age should be protected. After that, I'm not saying what the age is. I don't know. I don't freaking know. But there should be some restriction on working little kids online for profit. There should be like same with anything. Protect the kids from the pedos, but let the teenagers socialize. I don't know how the teenager one works because I don't have a teenager, so I don't know how it works in the schools and the bullying and stuff like that. But I know that there is a problem there. Does a ban fix it? I don't think so because kids are just going to VPN around it or something. They're going to find a way to get around it. You don't like the Little Miss pageants either because of PDFs? Yeah, that's right. Video Reel says young breeds need preservation, protection, and many have let it go until they're taught fundamentals. That's right. Let's put them in the army school for little kids. No, I'm just kidding. Let's not do that. A child consent, right? I don't think children can consent to anything. That's why we have laws about not having sex with children. Because they can't consent. I don't think that's what you meant, but that's the way it kind of read. Danny Mitchell says, "I didn't let my daughter do social media." What about the dog? What about the dog, Danny? Tell us about the dog. Does it have social media? That stunning giant dog of yours. Is it a social media star? You tell me. The parents need to supervise access in teenagers. I agree. I don't want to see any more people getting killed or, bullied to death. They'll go on bad sites. I almost think some of the social media sites are the bad sites now. That's right. That's right, Danny. The dog is the effing star. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. But I put the thing in the chat. If you feel that way, you can. That's right. Like one of those cults that everyone has. Emma. Hey, Emma. Good to see you. Says, I agree. They should not be in social media when parents are earning a lot of money on them. That's the issue I have. And I mean, I think it's gone too far where every family that's spat out a child now thinks that they're Victoria Beckham and can earn a mint by filming their children 48 hours a day, even though there's only 24 hours in a day. And what are these childhoods like? You know, I can't imagine. You know, the whole thing, like we've been working for years to let children's childhood be more normalized, right? Let them be kids. Don't make them work. Don't, you know, have bad influences or whatever. And now we're all like, sure, make them work for mum and dad. So that's the only bit I have a problem with. Oh, really? Oh, the Pinky? Pinky, your dog? Yeah, Pinky the dog. In Sweden. Hey, Emma. We love you from Sweden. We have restricted for X movies. Oh, really? I didn't know that. But social media is not protected. Yeah, I think that's more the conversation that they're looking at. Ruby says, personally, I wouldn't care if social media went away. I lived 40 plus years without it, and the first 10 with not even having a landline phone. Your spelling is just fine, my friend. It is fine. I can understand what you're saying. Kathleen said she was the best. Yeah, she passed away recently. Yeah, we showed. Do I have a photo of it still? I did. I don't know if I have it anymore. I don't think I have Pinky anymore. I think I must have got rid of it because we needed room. I mean, I've got it on my hard drive. I just don't have it in the streaming software. Hold on, I'll check. Nah, it doesn't seem so. I've got it on my computer somewhere though. I've got Pinky. It did have pink hair. It really did. April B says kids need to be using their imaginations playing outside. That's why I want it. That's why I like that protection of the children. Because is it okay to be doing that? You know, forcing them to work for basically their mum and dad. Like today is filming time. We're going to film for 7.5 hours until we get the take right. Otherwise, mummy won't get ranked on TikTok. And you know, mummy gets really mad when we don't get ranked on TikTok. That would be very sad. You know, that's the kind of thing I think we'd all like to avoid. Gayla says I had my kids' passwords and looked on their devices whenever I want. You must have seen some interesting stuff. Summer Thunder says protection of children in the US is terrible. CPS are underfunded. Didn't Florida just pass a law about social media is restricted to people over 14 or something? Didn't they just bring that in? That's right. That word said everything. Thank you. Remember on YouTube that big family mother now in jail. Oldest daughter read a letter to the judge. Oh, Ruby Frankie's daughter. Did we do that? I don't remember if we did or not. I hear Morning says I definitely think we need rules about mummy daddy bloggers having their kids in social media. It's hard in the USA when both parents work. We don't have many after school activities for 12 years and up. Yeah, I can see that. I can see the split issue here. Yeah, I agree. I think there needs to be more restrictions placed on mummy daddy bloggers. There's so many. There's like medical ones and you know things like that. And it's like, where does it stop? Are you going to show and live stream your kids' brain surgery or something, or like open heart surgery? And you're like, please send donations now. You can see, look, the heart is beating on the operating table. Like that is eventually where we'll go. I promise. It'll happen one day. Gayla says, not really. We live behind the wire on an army camp most of their lives, so they see the world differently. Okay. Emma says, social media is not a school activity. It's true. STL Card says my brother won't allow any of their kids to be on social media. Sounds like a pretty good dad. Sounds like he's a pretty good dad. Oh, did it? Cakespoo says that's happened already on TikTok. Oh my god. I don't even I have TikTok for one reason, and it's to contact people to get stories and sources and talk in the background. I don't think I've ever watched a video, maybe like once. I just don't do TikTok, and I barely do Facebook because people wanted it, and I have Twitter. That's the only one I've ever used consistently. But I'm a 40-year-old man, and I can do all the social I want, and I don't have any kids, so I can. Not that I know of, anyway. Ask some of my girlfriends when I was younger. Maybe now I do, but I don't know about it. So, Summer Thunder says, "Ping, I think it's 14 years old. We'll have to look it up." Yeah, I'm pretty sure Florida passed on a law recently. Hold on, we can have a look. I can find it. Yeah, it was DeSantis, right? It was HB3. That was the law. Prohibits children under the age of 14 from becoming social media account holders. That was back in March. Back in March of this year. Let's head to let's head to Fox 13 Tampa Bay. And let's see what they have to say about it.
Changes, meantime, are coming to social media for our kids next year. Governor Ron DeSantis today signing a new law into effect that now bans children under 14 from having social media accounts. 14 and 15-year-olds can become account holders with parental consent. The governor says this law is important to him, but there are likely still some legal hurdles.
You have predators that can get right in there into your own home. You could be doing everything right, but they know how to get and manipulate these different platforms.
I think we've seen other states how these types of policies have been knocked down, and I don't think we should spend more public dollars on lawsuits in this state.
So again, this law takes effect January 1st if it survives legal challenges. There are other concerns, though, about enforcement. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen looked into that aspect for us tonight. Joined us now in our newsroom. Hi there, Jordan. What'd you find out?
Well, Mark, there's still a lot we don't know, like how these companies will verify how old someone is, and how exactly will law enforcement know all of these companies are abiding by the law and kicking off anyone who's under 14. An attorney we spoke with says it puts a lot of accountability on these companies to act responsibly, but knowing how and what that looks like isn't quite clear.
Come January 1st, 2025, 13-year-olds in Florida and anyone younger will essentially be kicked off social media.
This is going to be challenged. I mean, there's already been signals from people who oppose this bill that they are going to challenge the constitutionality of the bill under the First Amendment and other potential grounds of, privacy and those type of issues. So it remains to be seen how this bill will play out.
Conducting a remote age verification process could be one of the biggest hurdles for the tech giants. How will they know you're as old as you say you are? Each side's...
I know how they're going to do it. It's going to be like fingerprint database. And in like 15 years' time, we're all going to have fingerprint biometrics in some sort of government database from the day you're born. And then you can touch it, and then it'll be like, nah, you're too young. Go away. I bet you that's exactly how it's going to happen. I just have a bad feeling that this one's going to be like a checkbox, like it used to be back in like 2002. They're going to be like, are you over 18 or 14? You just go, yes. And they're like, congratulations, there's an account. I hope that's not what happens. But, I think it's good that kids socialize with each other and have wider networks of friends. I think it's opened up the world for kids. It really has. When I was a kid, I knew what happened between the street outside and the lamppost down there, and that was about it. And as I got older, the internet became a thing, and I was like, wow, am I really talking to someone from America every day? That's insane. But, that's life now. Summer Thunder says, not sure how this is going to be accomplished. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to accomplish it. Oh, the social credit score system? Yeah. If you do bad, they're like, you get the naughty symbol. Emma says in Sweden, you have to put in your social security and you can't fake it. That's very interesting. Every born citizen of Sweden has one registered. So we have one too. Kathy Lynch says, if any of my grandkids were in public school, I would make sure they had a phone for emergencies. Yeah, give them a Nokia 3310 and be like, that's all you get. No touchscreen for you. Just a Nokia. Emma Ross says, yeah, everyone. Yeah, good points, Emma. I appreciate it. We're open and broadcasting. That's right. Yeah, let's play the rest of it.
Process remains to be seen, but Facebook's current age verification process may give us a peek at what it could look like. According to Facebook.com, a user can verify their age by uploading a photo of their ID or by taking a selfie video, which is then sent to a third-party company called Yoti, which uses artificial intelligence to determine how old someone is by looking at facial features. The system is trained using images of people from all over the world of different ages. According to Yoti, in studies, the system was 96.99% accurate at estimating 6 to 11-year-olds as under 13.
Social media platforms are now liable for between $10,000 and $50,000 per violation if a child is on that website, the parental consent isn't accurate, or if it's a 13-year-old, someone under the age of 13 is still on that website.
As attorney Anthony Rickman explains, under the new law, no parent or child is legally responsible, putting the sole burden on companies to follow the law.
What would already on different social media apps, you can use those aging filters where they make you look like an old man. What would stop any kid from getting one of those filters, making them look old, printing it out like a head-size image, and just holding it in front of the camera, and the camera's like, "You're 85," and they just let you in. I think that's a dumb idea. Very easy to get around, especially if you're even a tiny bit creative. You could get around that in about 3 seconds. You could just wear like a Halloween mask and done. Yeah. World Book Encyclopedias. I don't know if I ever had that, but we had Encarta 97. Encarta 97. Do you remember that? It was like a CD and it had tiny pictures of things. You're like, oh my God, wow, is that really an elephant? And they're like, yeah, it's like 10 pixels, but sure, I can see it. It definitely is an elephant in Africa. Sure. Kathy says, we all thought the encyclopedias were so cool. Some of my high school assignments, I had to go to the library and go look through books. I was just on the edge of everyone using internet and everyone using a library. I was just on the cusp. In my later years in school, we started using the internet, but in my earlier years, it was like you had to go to the library like it was a 1985 sitcom, and you had to go and hang out there in the afternoons. I do, my friend. I understand you. Emma says, but a computer can see, your computer language fine, know the filter. Well, I just think there might be ways of getting around it that's like really easy. There's ways of altering your appearance to make you look older that I'm not sure if the AI would be able to understand. No point in talking about that now. What, Encarta? Yeah, I know. I think they went bankrupt. April says, good old encyclopedias. What happened to all the encyclopedias? Where are they? They all got donated to Wikipedia. That's how they heat their office. They just burn encyclopedias every day. They're like, ain't no one need this anymore after we got invented. Let's just burn them. Live with Jimmy Carson. I'm not allowed to make jokes anymore. People said I'm not allowed to. They said that I'm offensive. So I'm not allowed to do that anymore. People were so upset at my psychic jokes yesterday. You should have seen my mentions and my PMs and my emails. I woke up to like 55 emails from people getting mad at me. They were so mad. They're just like, that was so offensive, Ping. I'm like, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just trying to detail what I believe in. Just like you can detail what you believe in. I've never had so many emails when I woke up in the morning. Reeby says, I had Childcraft, which is the kids' version of World Book. You still have a full set. Oh my God. You'd have to show me a photo of that. I want to see. Lisa says, kids are facing fascists and we're not doing anything. I don't know what that means. You'd have to, what, in Australia? You're going to have to watch it. April says you're funny to me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, you guys are very kind. You guys are kind. I appreciate it. In Australia, well, just wait a little bit longer, Lisa. Wait till March next year and everything will be okay. Well, not okay, but it should be better once we get these idiots out of office. Like, we don't talk politics, but Australia is being run literally by now by a chimp and a typewriter. I'm not joking. And he's trying to write, I don't know what he's trying to write, something, but that's basically how a country is being run right now. You're like, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, tell us an update on the world crisis. And he's like, sitting there at the typewriter, punching keys, just random letters. And everyone's like, what is this? You have to run the country. And he's like, well, I'm writing a book. It's just ridiculous right now. Just wait 5 months. Everything will be all right. Kathy says it's okay, Ping. You're allowed to have an opinion. Not according to some people. Reby says, I don't know what that's a reply to someone. C. Taylor said, I loved your jokes yesterday. My opinion matters? I hope so. Otherwise, what have I been doing here for a year? What have I been doing here every day for a year? No, the way I run the channel is that you don't have to agree with me. There's no sign here that says everything Ping says is 100% right. And you're entitled to your opinion too, and that's how I run the channel. I run the channel that everyone gets a say, and I'm not going to kick you out because you have a differing opinion. And, that's fine. We can still be friends at the end of the day because that's how adults work in the world. We have differing opinions on, half the things in life, but we still have beers at the end of the day because we can move past that and understand that we're all very similar in other ways. I want biscuits and gravy. That sounds great. Awesome. That's okay. Lucky you're not on often. That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, I want some biscuits and gravy now too. Bloody video reel. April B says we should be able to agree to disagree and move on. That's true. That's true. It also might be because you're quite a bit older than I am, and my opinions may be based in my generation, not your generation too. So that could be something as well. I'm 40. I was born in the 80s, and completely different outlook on several different issues. So although I know we both agree that Abbott is what's his name? The idiot in Parliament. We both think he sucks. So there's that. We both agree on that. He can get effed. That guy is crap. We don't get biscuits and gravy here, but I want that. We don't eat that here. That's not a thing. STL card says everyone is entitled to their opinions. That's right. That's why I haven't banned you yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't come for me. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Disagreements done right make good conversations. That's what I was hoping for. That's what I was hoping for. Right. We're all going to go to Video Reel's house for dinner. Did I miss something from I Hate Mornings? That's insane. I wish I knew that. Yeah, it's a white gravy. Yeah. Summer Thunder says, oh boy, Ping, we had Joe. Now our country is hoping the economy will turn around, among other things. Too late for me to eat now, but I want pancakes. Pancakes are good. IHOP might be open. Yeah. Look, it's the only way I can do it without talking politics is this. Anthony Albanese was selected to run a liberal left government. Liberal? Yeah. He's gone so far left that now he's like on the other side of the world. The guy is literally just not what anyone wanted. He's like, I am your hero of the left, and everyone voted for him. And then he's like, no, I meant like the left, far left, like super far left that I'm almost right. I've almost gone around the world and come back again, and now I'm on the right side. He's just fucking useless. Sorry, excuse my language. Lisa Foster says that's not gravy, that is white sauce. I think it's slightly differently made, but I think they use lard or something. I can't remember, but sorry, excuse my language. I need my beep button. I need to code that thing, because sometimes I just have to swear. There is no other words for Anthony Albanese. Nanalana says we make milk, sausage, gravy, and biscuits for dinner a lot. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to have that one night. Yeah, Kathy, close your ears. It's coming up, Kathy. Just pause and mute. Yeah, I forgot you guys are like 2 minutes behind? Bechamel sauce? Bechamel sauce is not, I don't think, the same. I think bechamel is like made with you make bechamel with a roux, a flour roux with butter. It's like flour, butter, salt, and then you slowly add milk to it and thicken it up until you get to the thickness you like. And there you go. You add some. Do you add cheese? I can't remember, but I cooked it years ago. Haven't cooked it in a while. April B. Where is April B? I want to talk to April B. You don't feel old yet? I feel old. I may be going grey. I feel old. I turned 40 this year. I definitely feel more old. Kathy says I'm gonna get my own beep button. I have it here. It's just like literally. It sounds stupid. Like every night I sit down at the end of the night and I go, I've just run out of time, and I feel dumb every night. I'm like, Ping, how do you run out of time? There's 24 hours in a day. How do you not have time to get everything done? And I'm just like, I feel stupid every night. I promise. Every night I'm like, how did I not get that done? That's been on my list for 3 days. How did I not get that done? So much cheese? Yeah, we could make that. I like that. Anything with cheese in it, I'm good. Angela says, oh my God, I was born in 72. I'm old. Just 50. See, well, you're 52. It just feels that way because, like, I just don't understand where the time goes. I just don't. Angela says I was born in 72. Yeah, me too. No, I wasn't born in 72. Potter says bechamel is basically a roux of butter plus corn flour. I know I've made it with white flour. I don't know about corn flour, my friend. Yeah. Oh, glitter is 52. We have a lot of 52-year-olds. I don't know why. According to the French. Okay. You turned 50 on the 6th of November. Congratulations, Emma. That is a good accomplishment. That means you were born in 74, right? Because I turned 40 this year. So if you turned 50, you were born 10 years earlier. How many people are born in 1972 and why do they watch my show? Why are they all watching this channel? I'm very confused. Potter, I hope you are feeling better. I really do. I'm really worried about you. I hope you're starting to feel a bit better. That's right. That's why you're called Video Real. I hate Morning says, you can't be old because you're the same age as my eldest. That is very cute. Summer Thunder says, the older we get, the faster time goes by. Yeah, I was trying to explain this to a kid the other day. Like, so we have a young person in our family, and they were trying to tell me that the end of term, like the end of school year for Christmas, was a long period, like a long time away. And I was like, it's a month and a half away. They're like, that's forever. And I'm like, you wait till you get to 40 and a month and a half goes by like that. It's gone. And they're just like, really? I'm like, yeah, you'll close your eyes. It'll disappear. Whole years will fly by. They'll just go shoof. And you're just like, oh my God, it's December again. Yeah. So little kids are funny with time. It's so cute. They're like, oh my God, it's a month. It's ages away. It's very cute. Kathy Lynch says there's also a red eye gravy. Red eye gravy. I don't know that one. Marilander says my daughter is 42. Why is she hot? You tell her to come to Ping and email Ping. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Mrs. Ping will have her. I promise. She will not put up for no shenanigans. Glitter says sometimes I add I add butter too, just because. No, I'm not going to read that last part. You are not that. C. Taylor says U.S. Southern white gravy ingredients: butter or bacon fat, flour, milk, salt, pepper, optional. I have to try that. Yeah, she'd hate that. Don't tell her. Don't tell her I make jokes like that. She'll kick my ass. You think I'm the big tough one? She's tough. She would beat me up, I promise. She's the strongest little girl I've ever met in my life. She will kick my butt. She's married almost 20 years, like me. Thanksgiving, Black Friday this week. I've already started getting a crap load of emails and SMSs going, Black Friday sale. I'm like, we live in Australia. There's no Thanksgiving here. Why are we doing Black Friday? I hope you get your TV set, and I hope you don't get killed in a Walmart on Friday. I really hope you don't. It started already. I know. Your dog told me. And then I was like, nah, buddy, it's you. It's definitely you. Potter says traditional gravy, vegetables boiled, and boiled, then corn flour. Interesting. Nalana says, this is what I saw a lady make. I have to look that up. All right. Hey, we got more stories to talk about. What are we doing? We're just chatting. This is not like chat with Ping and Q&A. This is not ABC Q&A. All right. What else was on our list? Oh, I think Trish already did that, though. All right. Let's do this one. Let's see if there's any updates on our friend Hana Kobayashi. I want to see if we have any updates. Actually, our friend Steve, no, it's Andrew, not Steve, said there is an update. Worrying update in the search for Hawaii woman 30 who vanished from California airport. Remember we spoke about her the other day, Hannah? They're saying they're now saying they believe her to be in danger. I hate to bring up the the psychics again, but apparently people had been pestering her family to contact a very popular psychic. Anyway, the family were in contact with a few different, social media psychics. They came back and said, we believe all of them to be fraudulent. And if someone does want to help us, we'd like to be put in touch with someone legitimate. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I just thought it was funny that I've never seen a family come out and say that on, national paper or something. It was pretty funny. But they just thought they were being fraudulent. And they were saying they wanted something out of it rather than to help the family. And they were not impressed, apparently. This is Hannah's mum and sister, apparently. They're saying she's a 30-year-old photographer from Maui, narrowly missed her connecting flight at LAX while flying from Hawaii to New York City to attend a concert and visit family on November 8. She was later fleetingly caught on camera by accident at a LeBron James Nike event at the Grove Retail Complex, where she posted an Instagram photo. She was also reportedly seen at the Hawthorne/Lenox light rail station in LA with an unknown man looking tired and out of it. She also sent there's a photo of her, by the way. She also sent a bunch of weird messages, and I was reading some of them earlier today, and they're very concerning. What is interesting is we keep getting like little parts of it. So the other day we had a few messages. Now they've added a few more. It adds a little bit more context, but makes it even weirder. I'll see if I can find it for you. Where is it? That's not it. Yeah. That's this one. Yeah. Missing Hana Kobayashi's family slam police as they're forced to turn to psychics and online sleuths to help in disappearance. Where's that thing here? Yeah. So apparently Sydney, I think that's her sister, said, I'm doing as much as I can with whatever resources I have. A few people have mentioned and advised me to reach out to psychic mediums. Okay. They said, I would love to be able to find someone reputable and legitimate, as the few I have gotten hold of so far seem like they are trying to gain some sort of recognition or are a little fraudulent. She said her family is in a fragile and vulnerable state as she urged the public to be mindful when commenting on the situation on social media. And it says here, she was spotted at a bookstore in the Grove on November 8, and then on November 10, she was seen in the background of a YouTube video at a Nike event. This one might have the extra text messages. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is interesting too. Apparently, friends and family have said she doesn't use the word hun, and apparently in messages coming back to them, that ending or greeting was used by whoever has Hannah's phone, and friends and family said that she never uses that type of you know, nickname or greeting for people. So apparently she uses love and babe, but never hun, and some of the messages had that in it. So I think we've seen that before. Let me just check if this has the other one. Who the frick is messaging me? What? So who told Mrs. Ping? No, I'm just kidding. That is her, but she still doesn't know, so don't tell her. Let's see. Does it have the other messages? No, it doesn't. But you can see here, explain it to me that I can try to be of help to you. She says, I got tricked into pretty much giving away all my funds for someone I thought I loved. They're all very odd. They say here, hi everyone, my family and I are extremely grateful beyond words for your continued effort and tireless support in the search to find my sister, Hannah. With that being said, please be mindful of what you post and comment on social media, as my family and I are very fragile and vulnerable right now. With more time that passes in not knowing where Hannah is, the more emotional we become. Please remember that we are all human and think of this as if it were a family member or loved one of your own. We are doing the best we can with whatever resources we have. LAPD has not been much of help. So apparently the LAPD are saying they can't really do anything because Hannah is over the age of 18 and is considered an adult who can make her own choices. So they're just like, we're not going to help because there's no threat here. She's a adult woman. She seems fine. Like, there's no threat here. There's no one like, oh my God, we got a photo of her with a guy with a gun to her head. And that's basically the angle police have taken, is that there's nothing they can do right now, which is, interesting. Nikki Glazer, who I love very much, has a joke about that. It's very similar. You know how they did that new number 988, and she's like, it's because people kept ringing 911 and saying, I'm going to kill myself, and the operator on the other end says, call us back when you do, because they don't deal with that type of thing. It's not funny, Ping. It's a serious subject. Sorry, Mrs. Ping's like, what? And I'm like, hey, I'm busy. Yeah, so sorry. I shouldn't make those jokes when we're talking about such a serious subject. Oh, what did you say, my friend? Sorry, I can't even see you guys when I'm reading. You don't know any men that say that. That's pretty true. I don't know any men that say hun either, unless they're, might be a gay man or something. Maybe they might use it. Summer Thunder says lazy PD, a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure why they're called the Maui PD, but they're called Maui and LAPD, both reporting a missing person. All right. I do? You do? You say it? Sadly, their best hope is probably a private investigator. I'm surprised Steve hasn't put his hand up. He's worked in LA a bunch of times. I'm surprised he hasn't put his hand up to help. Your jokes have been adequate. Just adequate tonight. Your hideous sister uses the word hun. She must be from Connecticut. STL card says I can't stand when people complain about LA. Retired RN says yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. Never tell the missus you are too busy. No, I just said I am busy. Like, I can't call you, that type of thing, because what am I going to do? Call her and have a conversation while we're doing this? So I can't do that right now. So I had to quickly message her. Angela says, no, I know people that do. Yeah, I don't think anyone calls me hun. And if they did, I'd probably look at them going, you sure you're talking to the right person? Perth. So not Connecticut. Okay. Look, I'm always of the opinion that police have a really hard job. That's why they can't, their recruitment's so crap because no one wants to be shot at every day of their life. Like, that's basically it. That's the nuts and bolts. No one wants to go witness the worst of humanity every single day, right? That's why they're like, please come and be a police officer for $110,000 a year, and everyone goes, I could probably work in construction and make about 200 grand a year, and I'm not going to get shot at every day, and I don't have to go see people who have been chopped up in a house somewhere. I'm probably going to go take the construction job, and that's the problem that we have. Although I will say there are times where criticism is warranted, and just saying they have a fucking hard job is no one else wants to do it. Don't bring dog into it. I don't think has he said something? Not dog. Steve from SF Investigates. That's who I was talking about. Attila the Hun. Is that what you call your sister, or? Kathy Lynch says waitresses use it a lot here in the South. Oh, I'm not going to the South then. Okay. Reby says, I say lovely, but not love. Yes, you do in email. Your mum used to say hun. Is she from Connecticut? Why do people in Connecticut say that? Angela says, just like every person in the world, there's good and bad cops. Yeah, except like what Chris Rock says, that some professions can't have bad eggs, like airline pilots. You can't just be like, some of our pilots like to crash, but hey, we have some bad eggs. You can't do that. Sort of like cops. Texas Roadrunner, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I just hope they find this girl, So I don't know what. It's a very strange case. Half of it seems like a mental health breakdown. It really does. She had this spiritual enlightenment or whatever before she flew to LA, and then she didn't make her flight to New York, but her ex-boyfriend made the flight, even though he was on the same flight as her. It's just a bit all over the shop about what happened with her, and they've not been super clear about that relationship and why like why were they on the same flight with each other. I know they booked it, but they could have changed flights if they didn't want to be near each other. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to. You can just change to tomorrow morning. It doesn't have to be on the same one. It says here, woman missed flight and sent cryptic texts. Over a week later, she's still missing. By the way, Lisa, you sent me a money saying, were we going to talk about Isla? We did yesterday. We did 2 giant shows about Isla, and I was breaking news last night about what happened to her. I think I was the first person other than the Herald to report it. So it was from the court summary from yesterday. So if you didn't see it, you can watch it as the video behind this one. They say it's been over a week since Hannah's loved ones have heard from her. Let's see if this one has the text messages. See, the messages that she sent people were cryptic and didn't sound like Hannah according to her aunt. She says Hannah speaks in emojis. Okay. Usually there's a heart, flower, or a fairy. That's how she speaks. And these messages didn't have a single emoji. That is compelling evidence. They say here, she claims that the messages were ignored when family members responded, Hannah, are you okay? Then her phone went dead and then it died. They say the last place her phone pinged was 4 p.m. on November 11 at LAX. They say a ticketing agent told the family they spoke to Hannah that day and that she was discussing buying a new ticket either back to Maui or to New York. They say that same day the family got a confirmed sighting of Hannah and an unidentified person getting on a train. She was wearing a black sweatshirt with a blue emblem on the front, and a tie-dyed pants as well as black and white sneakers. Her aunt said she was also carrying a dark green backpack and wearing glasses with a clear rim. Family members learned that Hannah exited the train around the Pico station, which is one of the places they went looking after arriving in LA. They said it wasn't a good neighborhood, and the officer that was there and people that we spoke with were like, you don't come here after dark. The family worries that she might have been abducted or trafficked, but when contacted by people on Wednesday, November 20, the LAPD said there was no update and the investigation is ongoing. There's her at the airport, by the way, wearing those tie-dye leggings. There's that blue sweatshirt with the emblem on the front. And you can that's her at the airport. They're saying Hannah's friends have also been flying out from everywhere to help with the search in LA. She has so many friends. She's one of the best friends you could ever meet. And here, find Hannah, rally at Crypto Arena, Thursday the 21st of 11. That is tomorrow, or today if it's past midnight for you. So it is today for most of you. So if you're in LA, if you are in LA and can get downtown tomorrow at 3 p.m. near Figueroa and 12th, if you can get down there 3 p.m. tomorrow and want to help Hannah's family, you live in LA, have a bit of time off tomorrow, you want to help search for her, head down there. They're saying near Crypto Arena, Figueroa Street and 12th. Is it 12th Avenue or just 12th? Okay, 12th, whatever that is. Just look up Crypto Arena and go to that place. It's pretty easy to find. I'm Australian and I could find it. But yeah, so if you want to help her family out, you could do that. No, I don't have an explanation for what that means. Not at all. I don't know if she ate a kilo of Datura or she had some sort of mental break. I have no idea. No idea. That's what some people have suggested. Yes, I have heard that. People meet people though. Maybe she's got friends in LA. She does sound confused. I agree. What? Very funny video reel. So yeah, there we go. Here, let me put this in another tab for you. Yeah, there we go. And I'll see if I can get anything else, anything new from Hannah. There's really not much. There's been very few updates in the last like 24 hours. Not many. A lot of TikTok people and Daily Mail, but News stations? Not much. Here, let's go to KHON2 News. They posted this 3 hours ago.
In other news, it has been 9 days since Hannah Kobayashi's cell phone was last detected at the Los Angeles airport. The Maui woman's family says new information into her disappearance is alarming. Bryce Moore has the story.
Hannah Kobayashi's family says authorities have shown them a video of Hannah taken on the evening of her disappearance in Los Angeles. It hasn't been released publicly due to the active investigation, but Hannah's aunt says it shows her getting off the subway near the Crypto.com arena around 10 p.m.
She's not alone. She's with an unidentified person, and she also got off at a station that is it's not good, and it terrified us. It brought her father to tears.
Several of Hannah's family members traveled to LA to help search, asking anyone and everyone if they've seen her.
We don't know the city. We're scared. I mean, and as time goes on, the more time that goes on, the more our thoughts think of other things. And we're trying not to let those creep in.
She says the more people know, the better, which is why the family will hold a rally to pass out flyers before the Lakers game at Crypto.com arena tomorrow, just a block from the station where Hannah was last spotted on camera.
It's all we can do. We want to get as many people in one location that she was last seen. And that Lakers game is huge for us. We're even trying to get it on the Jumbotron. You know, we're trying.
LAPD is taking the lead in Hannah's missing persons case, and the FBI field office in LA confirmed its assistance is being provided as needed. Anyone who has seen her or has any information about her whereabouts is asked to call LAPD. Bryce Moore, KHON2 News.
There we go. That's the latest update from them. Emma, what's up, my friend? Emma says, any person would force her to at least contact and say she would like to be alone. That is true. That it's interesting that they're not doing that. That they're not trying to throw people off by making her seem okay. Gayla says, I want to know how her phone got back to the airport. I've heard some really stupid conspiracy theories on this particular one. Oh, thanks, Reby. I will download that. Oh, it's a video file. Okay. I'll have a look at that. Thank you. I've heard some very silly conspiracy theories that somehow the boyfriend made it back from LA and murdered her. Like, no, like apparently he's wherever he was, New York or whatever. I don't think so. I think they would have figured it out if it was him already. The conspiracies are that the boyfriend set her up and tried to traffic her or something in LA, and then he went off to New York, or was like, he's the one who stole her money and phone or something. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying, wouldn't the bank be able to say if there was unauthorized transactions into a account, or they'd be able to contact her telco and see that someone else has been operating the account? It just doesn't seem realistic. No, I don't think so. I think people, one of the weird trends I've seen on true crime, and it's not having a go at you, Kathy, at all. I think it's a legitimate concern. It's just weird. Like anytime a girl goes missing, everyone's just like, "Oh my god, she was trafficked, definitely trafficked." And it's like the trafficking events are rarer than you think they are, and they're not normally people like this. I mean, it does happen, but not normally they're going to go traffic a 31-year-old woman. It's normally they're going to pick off a kid who's in some state like state care, or CPS or something, where people are not paying attention and they can groom them, take them, that type of thing. I'm not saying it doesn't happen to adults, but it's just not as common. But I mean, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying it just seems to be one of the things that everyone thinks happens every day to every woman or something. It's just a weird trend in true crime. Money family is involved. Money family. Oh my god, not the money family. Wait, who are the money family? Wait, who's messaging me? What? Okay. She's very pretty. Yeah. She's a very nice looking young woman. I sound very old. She's a nice looking young lady. That's all I can say though. As a person who is not single, I can't be like, oh, what a hot babe. She's awesome. I would definitely smash her. No, like, see how inappropriate that is? All right. Yeah, let's go here. I think that's about done though. I wish we had a better update than that. This footage of her with this other guy has been known since Saturday, Sunday. It's been days and days. Everyone has heard about it now. Yeah, I don't think it's been released to anyone. No, that's not it. Hold on. Let me just double check. Let me play this for you out of no idea what county this is. Los Angeles? Okay.
First, a Maui woman is missing and her family is desperate for answers.
30-year-old Hannah Kobayashi was heading to New York to visit family, but never made it. Our Chelsea Davis spoke with her mom and sister, who are begging the community for help.
Hannah Kobayashi loves to travel. The 30-year-old was heading to New York City on Friday to visit family, but missed her connecting flight out of Los Angeles and disappeared.
Didn't hear from her, and then I texted her, hey, are you in New York City yet? She just texted me, not yet. My sister, I reached out to her, and I'm like, hey, have you heard from Hannah? She's like, no. She's supposed to meet me at the hotel in New York City, and we're supposed to go to a show tonight. And I'm like, oh, this is really weird.
Hannah only had 42 minutes to make her connecting flight. Her mom thinks she might have missed it. And this short YouTube video surfacing just today backs up her belief. It shows Hannah outside of an event in Los Angeles on Saturday. The last pin location the family has of her phone shows Hannah back at LAX on Monday.
We just wanted to get the word out as soon as possible because
That's not the video everyone wants to have a look at. The one they want to have a look at is the one that Potter's referring to. Potter says no pics of the guy with her. Why not? Exactly. Why haven't we seen that particular CCTV from where they say she's with another guy? Why can't everyone see that if you want us to look for maybe even the guy? Maybe you want us to track him down if he's done something to Hannah. Except they're just keeping it under wraps for days and days and days, and that's it. I think it would be Japanese, right? It'd be Japanese, a Japanese last name. Could be Hawaiian. There's a lot of Japanese people who moved to Hawaii, and they have a big population. I'm gonna guess it is a Japanese last name. It looks Japanese, at least to me. See, Kobayashi. I would say it's Japanese. It sounds like a very common Japanese last name. Yeah, there's a huge Japanese population in Hawaii. I'm not sure when they got there, but they've been there a long time, and they are ingrained in the island culture. Been there a very, very long time. Don't know how that works with Pearl Harbor. You'd have to tell me. I'm not the American. I don't know, but maybe they came after that. I don't know. Ping's history of Hawaii is not good. I just know that there is a large Japanese population. From The Usual Suspects, that's right. I don't think that's what they're named after. I think it's just a very common last name. I'm not sure what it means. Is that what it was? Okay, there we go. See, someone with better history than me. I just know that they live there. That's all. Interesting. Kathy Lynch says, I did not know there were a lot of them there. Yep. They have a big Japanese population. Yeah. Aren't they the ones who... I feel like they're the ones who were big on the spam in Hawaii. Is that right? Maybe I'm crossing two different facts together. It means small forest. Make the jokes as you will. I'm not going to because she's a missing woman, but you can at home. Yeah. So look, like I hope they find her. I don't know what to tell you except for why has no one come across her in a city of millions of people in LA? How come no one's seen her since the 11th? That is 10 days ago. 10 days ago, no one has said, "Oh, I saw Hannah down the road today near Crypto Arena." Yet no one's been able to come forward with a validated sighting. It is one of the 10 most common names in Japan. See, I don't tell lies. I know. Glitter says, "Did you know that Karate Kid was actually filmed in Hawaii and not Okinawa? They look so much alike." I did know that, actually. I'm a big Karate Kid fan. I've been watching Cobra Kai recently. Reby says, "That sounds right. Most Asians love spam." Yeah, they're big on the whole spam in Hawaii. Glitter says, "I lived in Okinawa for 4 years as a teenager. Lots of Japanese in Hawaii." Yep, that is true. That is true. Okinawa, which is, yeah, Karate Kid if you haven't watched it. Glitter says, "I love Cobra Kai." You know, I found the latest season to be a bit... It's not as good. The original, like, first 3 seasons were magical. Like, literally magical. This one, I don't really like the competition. I think it's sort of boring. And the fact that they've stretched out 15 episodes over a year, part 1, part 2, and part 3, is ridiculous. And who do they think they are? You know, what's that stupid show with the underworld? Stranger Things. You know, Stranger Things are like, "We will see you in 2031 for the final season." And you're like, "What? Bro, I'll be like 45 by the time you come out with the final season." That's sort of how I feel about Cobra Kai, even though I love it. I love Cobra Kai. Yeah, not as good. The writing for the tournament is just really crap, and the fight scenes just seem very contrived and very not good. Like, the choreography is not very good. It was way better back in the early version. Kathy Lynn says, my dad loves spam. I've never tried it. You should try it. Put it on a hot plate. It's pretty good. Cakes Boo says, Ralph Macchio was at the Tyson fight. Yeah, I have a screenshot of that. Let me see if I can find it quickly. I actually took a photo of that when they were promoting Cobra Kai. I actually took a screenshot. I don't know if I can find it though. Give me 1 second. No, that's a different fight. Okay, yeah, I found it. Pictures down here. Yeah, I actually took a photo. I was watching the Tyson fight. There you go. There's Ralph Macchio and I can't remember the other guy's name, but the dude from Karate Kid. Is he really 60 years old now? That's insane. Goosebumps? We had Goosebumps when I was a kid. We used to read them. They had all like the cool stuff on the cover. Spam you with spam. That's right. Hey, Sean, how are you? Hey, love is a 4-letter word. Good to see you. So there you go. That was them at the fight. The fact that these guys are, you know, older men now, it's crazy. Super crush on Ralph back in the 80s. I love Karate Kid 1. Karate Kid 1 is so good. It's just such a great fight one, but also a love story. It's a great one. Walmart Oven Girl. I think she has a name, Sean. She's not just an oven. Let's see. 3 days ago. Well, no duh. Death of 19-year-old employee found in Walmart walk-in oven was not foul play. Sorry, who suggested it was? Who? There's some sort of serial killer that's going around pushing people into Walmart ovens, or it always seemed like a workplace accident, but sure. They're saying no foul play is suspected in the death of the 19-year-old Walmart employee whose body was found in the store's walk-in oven in Canada last month. According to police, they released a statement on Monday. Halifax Regional Police had responded on a report of a sudden death at the Walmart in the evening of October 19th. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name because I can't. They said they found the young lady dead in a large walk-in oven belonging to the store's bakery department. The investigation has determined that her death was not suspicious and there is no evidence of foul play. They said we conducted several interviews, reviewed video footage, and worked very closely with our partners at Nova Scotia Department of Labor and Medical Examiner Service. So are they the Department of Labor and the Medical Examiner? Okay. Martin Cromwell, the Public Information Officer for Halifax Regional Police, said, we do not believe anyone else was involved in the circumstances surrounding the woman's death. Sure. I mean, that seemed like, yes. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Sounds about right. I don't know what else would have happened to her. Walk-in oven. W-O... Let's go to CBC News in Canada, and I'll show you the update.
Well, this morning, the Halifax Regional Police said they determined the cause of death here was not suspicious, and through the course of their one-month investigation, they say they've uncovered no foul play. Now, they don't say exactly how the 19-year-old woman who worked here died, only that they do not suspect foul play. Police declined our request for an interview, but released a video statement later saying that there are some questions about Kaur's death the public will just never know the answers to. Gursimran Kaur's body was found in a commercial walk-in oven in Walmart's bakery department on Saturday, October the 19th. She was 19 years old. Kaur had immigrated to Canada with her mother about 2 years ago. Her mother was working with her at the Walmart the night she died. Also today, we heard from the Provincial Department of Labor. In an emailed statement, a spokesperson there said, quote, now that Halifax Regional Police have concluded their investigation, the Department of Labor, Skills and Immigration has assumed the lead in the ongoing workplace investigation, end quote. The department says that since it is an active investigation, it can't comment, and staff there warn it's a complex investigation and it could take some time. Now, there is no longer a commercial bakery inside this Walmart, and it's still unclear when the store might reopen.
So, hold on. Where's the proof they said what, my friend? Yeah, so her mum worked at the same store, and when she couldn't get in touch with her daughter, she's the one who went looking for her, and eventually she's the one who found her daughter in the oven when a worker reported that there was liquid seeping from the oven, and then her mother actually opened the oven and pulled her out of that oven. That's awful. Yeah, no, the store has reopened. They're saying there's no bakery working there at the moment, STL. The store's open, but the bakery's not. No, yeah, unless they get a whole new oven. Okay, so it's not over yet. One would assume that there isn't a bakery since the store is closed. No, it reopened, right? They gave it the green light to reopen like 2 weeks ago. Am I wrong about that? Hold on. No, not that one. Hold on, guys. They reopened it. Like, not even that far after she died. It was like a week or two. Or am I going mental? I'm just trying to see.
It's been 6 days since the death of 19-year-old girl.
6 days? No, it's been a bit longer than that. Uh, yeah, I thought they'd reopen that store. They're just not using the bakery right now. At the end, he said, "Okay, all right." Yeah, that's how I'm guessing. Who said Ellie was lying? I didn't say that. Yeah, it's open, right? And they said that they're just not using the bakery. That's all. So the bakery is going to be closed for, I don't know. Well, they can't use it. What are they going to do? Be like, yes, we now have human-centered rolls and buns for sale. Please come in and pick up a Christmas delight. Must have, because I reckon they reopened it like 2 weeks ago. It was a while ago, but yeah, the bakery's not open. I don't know when they'll ever open that, but maybe never. Maybe never. They said they reviewed CCTV evidence. So I'm guessing they know exactly how she got in that oven. That's how they're so confident in being able to say it's not a foul play. They would know for sure. It's a Walmart. Have you ever been to a Walmart? I have. There's literally like 2.6 billion cameras. There's like one every 2 feet on the roof. They know exactly how she died. Glitter says, didn't that last video just say that he wasn't sure? Yeah, I don't know why they said that. It's definitely been reopened. Yeah, they have videos. They should move to a different shop. Do you think it would be like negative to their business for like forever if they just kept it? Not kept the oven, but kept the store open. What do you think? Do you think they would be like people wouldn't go there? Hey Ghost, how are you? It must be. I thought it was a new one. It said 1 day ago. Yeah, let me search that again. Yeah, WOAI 1 day ago. CBC. Hold on. Let's go to the news for in San Antonio. Maybe I clicked the wrong one. Hold on. Let's go to WOAI in San Antonio.
Update. Police in Canada giving an update on a bizarre case that we first told you about, the death of a 19-year-old Walmart employee. Her body was found in the store's walk-in oven. Now police releasing a statement saying that her sudden death was determined not to be suspicious. The 19-year-old, identified as Gershman Kaur, apparently worked at the Walmart for 2 years with her mother, originally from India. She was found dead in a walk-in oven in the store's bakery department back on October 18th. Sadly, her mother was the one who discovered her. Police say that they conducted several interviews. They reviewed video footage and worked very closely with their partner, saying that we don't believe anyone else was involved in the circumstances surrounding the woman's death. Police say that this is the final update on this case. That is the latest from the Live Desk.
Yeah, so I think it played the wrong video. Sorry about that. There you go. That's it. Then they will provide no more update. They are saying that is it. That is the final update for this particular death investigation. So we're just going to have to all accept that they reckon it is no foul play and something went wrong. I heard someone further up say, ask Stacey about how it's not possible. I'm the one who told Stacey about that because we've been talking in PM about it. So, because yeah, I've done this story a bunch. But yeah, I don't know. There's rumors going all about it that apparently you can't even fit, like if you put the tray in there, apparently a human won't fit or something. So I don't know how this happened, but I guarantee you they have video. Like I would put my personal reputation against it because those bloody stores have so much freaking CCTV. They think everyone's stealing, like everyone. think everyone's trying to steal it. Yeah, I know, but me and Stacey were talking about how it wasn't possible and how the lock was broken. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but we've spoken about it a few times. No, who said it was a prank? I don't think it was a prank. I think something happened. They're not going to tell us, obviously. They're not going to tell us, otherwise they would have told us already. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not sure what it was, but I'm going to put it down to poor training. I think it's going to be down to them probably bringing on people and not training them fully correctly or something. Some sort of workplace mishap. Angela says, I don't like tight spaces, so I wouldn't get in there. They're not super big. They're about, fit like 4 humans in it if you had to. Audio shows. Let's see. Does it have the audio, or is it just saying they're talking about audio? Yeah, I got that story. Let's have a look. Oh, emergency audio. Yeah, it's not the same. That's the 911 call. I think we already played that. Here, they said in roughly 90 seconds of emergency call recordings. Yeah, I think we already listened to this one time, but we can do it again. A dispatcher tells peers about a request to respond to a female lock. Yeah, the one thing I always get funny with 911 calls is I don't always. Not that I don't believe what people are saying, but people say all sorts of things in emergencies. So you can't be like, "Oh my god, that person said it was locked." Like you can't say that because you don't like they could be saying anything. Like people interchange words when they're in an emergency. They're just trying to get the information to 911. So they're not reliable, not super reliable witnesses for tiny specific details. Like the overall thing, like yes, the girl got in the oven and is now dead. Yeah, that's true. But the smaller details can sometimes be a bit skewed. Sometimes they're not always what you think it is. They said our oven is on, unsure if the staff are able to turn it off. Yes, and then they said the person trapped in there on there, do we have power? Do we have the powers off for that? Does the staff want to turn the power off in case we do make contact? In response, a separate emergency dispatcher says the woman was out of the oven upon arrival. Yeah, they were able to pull her out. I think she was already dead. Yeah, we played this last time. Let's play it.
Dispatch to station 5 engine.
Oh, sorry, I have to pick. Oh, come on, don't be a dick. Oh. It's like it's pranking me. Look, stop. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna pause myself, and then you guys.
For a technical rescue call, Mumford Road, Walmart, 6990 Mumford Road. Female has locked in an oven in the bakery. Oven is on. Unsure if the staff are able to turn it off. Dispatch to station 5 engine for technical rescue, 6990 Mumford Road, Walmart, the bakery. Time to page 2122. Call will be on Ops 4.
Dispatch 9 engine, just looking for an update.
9 engine, update regarding ETA for ES or being assigned to me.
All day.
See what I can do. That's 2 9 engine.
Go ahead. With the person trapped in the on there, do you have the power shut off for that? The staff on to turn the power off? She's in there. Okay, 10-4. If we do make contact, I just tell them to shut the power off.
Dispatch from Upper Command.
Go ahead, Commander.
I just got the last part of the conversation. I think it was with the divisional commander. The person was out of the oven upon arrival. We're just dealing with regional police at this point right now.
Copy all.
Dispatch doing that, Gore. Be advised, I wasn't aware that the call was still ongoing. I thought this just came in. You take me off the call. We'll be back in service back at dispatch channel. Dispatch Rescue 48.
Copy.
Yeah, there you go. There's the dispatch. Hey, Sienna. It doesn't, I think it depends. Who knows if she worked in the bakery ever before? Maybe she worked in fresh produce for her whole time. Like they're big stores with many different things that can kill you. Like you could be killed by a forklift, you could be killed by a falling pallet, you could be killed by a customer. No, no, okay, no customers. You could be killed by the bakery. Like there's so many things, and we just don't know. There's just not enough information. STL card says surely there was a circuit breaker they could have turned off. Training. It seems like there's a lot of dumb people that work there that obviously either don't pay attention to their training or they don't get they're not dumb if they don't get training, but they probably do, but no one pays attention. So in an emergency, everyone just went, what do we do? Oh, let's just call 911. And no one knew how to turn off the oven, which is bizarre. So sorry, they're not dumb. I think the training is dumb. No, I don't well, they said there's no foul no foul play doesn't mean there's no accident. No foul play means there's no intent to kill her. So I don't know, maybe. Hey, Sienna, how are you? I don't know, but apparently her mother and her worked there for a long time. So I can't tell you. I don't. No one has that information except for the Halifax, Nova Scotia Department of Labor. Who the f is ringing me? Go away. Hey, we're live on the air. Go away. Call me later. Yeah, I'm sure there's video. It'll probably never see the light of day. It'll probably never ever see the light of day. Normally, these type of industrial accidents don't get out unless there's a lawsuit or some sort of court action where it has to be entered into evidence and then it gets leaked to the media. So I don't know if look, I'm not saying never say never, but I doubt it would see the light of day. Kathy says my granddaughter worked at a Kroger for a year and they put her departments without training. Exactly. It could have been a busy period and they moved her around for Halloween. Like there was a lot of overtime. Who knows? No, it wasn't her actually. STL card says I worked at Walmart and I had training. Sure. So they have a million of them, right? And that not all of them are the same. I'm just saying, like, you could have a really good one where you work and they make sure they train everyone, and then the one that works halfway across town is terrible and the manager there is no good and doesn't train his staff. He just wants them to work. Like, both things can be true at the same time. Sienna says, I got a tour of a bakery at a Safeway, a grocery store here, and they had a walk-in oven and I refused to go near it. Good choice. Good choice. I like that. Unfortunate and a sad accident. I think an absolute horrific way to go. Horrific. I can't even imagine that poor girl's final moments of sheer terror trying to get out of that stupid metal machine. Imagine that. You somehow get trapped in it and then it gets so hot that you can't push it open or touch the emergency button or whatever, or you don't know where it is. You would have had final moments of just absolute panic and I don't even know in other words, just horrific. It really is. It's like human bakery, human grilled human. That's what it is. I hate mornings when my daughter's friend was crushed by a pallet of toilets. Only his wife got to see the video and the labor in the industry as the insurance company. That's what I'm figuring, that it's only the labor department that will get access to that video and the police. That's it. We won't see it. STL card says, when I lived in Oklahoma, I worked at a high school and got locked in a freezer. I'm glad that you got out of the freezer. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here today talking to us. Potter says excruciating pain. It has to be, right? It just has to be. Like, we've all burnt ourselves on an oven, and we know how freaking painful that is. Imagine being trapped in one where you can't get out. That poor girl's last moments on this earth were absolutely just probably some of the worst way to die as a human, to be burnt alive. It must be. It has to be the top 5. 2 ways to die, like the most excruciating. Probably number 1 is probably from cancer, because it's for years and, long time. And then probably being burnt to death is probably the other one. And then poisoned. Ping, don't tell people how to do that. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. Angela says, yeah, I'm glad she's okay. Texas says, similar to a walk-in freezer that you can get locked in. It's interesting, though, that people at work there reported that the lock was broken. So did it get fixed at some point? And then some people are misinformed. Like, did it get fixed during the week or something? That's something we don't know. Yeah, that's the only way to describe it. Yeah, I heard daughter's friends. If she was crushed by a pallet of toilets, I have a funny feeling she's not there anymore, right? I hate mornings. That she died. Oh, she survived. How the hell do you survive getting hit by a pallet of toilets? Wow, they're like super heavy, made out of porcelain, so it's many kilos of weight. I'm glad she's okay. I'm glad she's okay. Glad she had a baby. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's a nice success story. She got crushed by a pallet at work, but then had a baby. They'll have industrial action if the locks were faulty. We'll see. Oh, he died. Oh no. Wait. My daughter's friend. Oh, I see. It was a male. Sorry, I thought it was a girl. Okay, so the male was at work and got crushed by a pallet of toilets and died. And then the wife, with the stress of finding out, almost had a miscarriage. I get it. Oh, wow. She's lucky they had the baby. The stress can do that, can kill off a very perfectly healthy baby in a woman. Terrible. Yeah, that's very sad. I'm sorry about your friend. Yeah, I got it backwards too. I thought it was the other way around. Yeah, that's very sad. But I do agree. I think you're right that the Labor Department and the police investigators are probably the only people who have seen the video. And I know there is, like, all those sections have it. We've all been there. Even our ones here in Australia. You walk in and it's like something out of 1984, and there's cameras that follow you through the supermarket, and they'll track your entire journey. It's very freaky. They have it here. Ghost says locking access was broken from the outside but could still lock, trapping someone inside. Like a latch lock? Could be. I don't think we'll ever get they're saying that's the very last update, that they're not doing any more. So I don't know if we'll ever find out. Yeah, I don't see any more information that would be pertinent to give to you. Although I did read that a worker at Walmart said all these ovens have a emergency release on the inside, and it's interesting, how did she not know it was there? Or that's what I would like to know. Yeah, maybe the Labor Department will eventually release a report into how she died, but they are not always public. What's TT, my friend? TikTok? Oh, yeah, I think we played that video a while ago. Sorry, people keep messaging me. STR card said the associate said no one is supposed to be in there unless it's the end of the shift to clean it. That makes sense. April B says, I'm sure Walmart will be updating their training. Yeah. to AI ovens where you don't even have to touch them. They just make the bread from making dough to cooking bread. No one has to touch it, and then it cleans itself. You watch, they'll have it. Give it 5 years. They'll definitely have it. All right. I think that's it for tonight. I think that's it. I think we're done. I think we got through everything. We made everyone angry again. It means my job is done. Pissed off everyone for another night. Sounds good. Hey, I really appreciate everyone who comes and tunes into the show every night. I know we talk about some very hard topics, topics that can be divisive at times, but it shows what great adults most of you are, that you're able to discuss it in at least a decent manner and not kill each other by the end of the 2-hour show. So I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have a deeper, in-depth dive into the Munchausen by proxy case in Australia. I'm going to take you back to the beginning and we're going to work through it together and we're going to have a look at it. But I want to talk about one thing before I go. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you know who Belle Gibson is, but Netflix dropped a trailer called Apple Cider Vinegar. I cannot wait because Belle Gibson is from my city, and I cannot wait to see what this. And it has one of my favorite actresses in it too. Yeah. So her name's. I'm pretty sure that this actor's name is Caitlin. So here you go. There's Caitlin. She's from Last Man Standing with Tim Allen. She was the middle daughter. So they're going to do this. It's going to be really good. So if you don't know who Belle Gibson is, Belle Gibson was a fraudster, possibly had Munchausen of her own, not Munchausen by proxy, for herself. So she was a hypochondriac and just a liar who reveled in her notoriety online for being sick. So she conned people into buying her app and sending her money. And basically, yeah, piss people off. She made an app called the Whole Pantry, and it was sponsored by Apple, and she was going to write a book. But when the book was about to come out, or when they were starting to do the deal for the book, the company was a little suspicious. They kept hearing rumors that she was full of crap, and they really wanted her to show some proof to them that, everything was cool. This is just online rubbish, and she couldn't provide it. And it basically all unraveled from there. So it'll be a really good documentary. Not documentary, whatever you want to call it, a dramatization. So I cannot wait for that. It's called Apple Cider Vinegar. And I can't wait to see it. Her name it's Caitlin something. Hold on. Yeah, Caitlin Dever. She was the middle daughter on Last Man Standing. She's a really good actress. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff since she left Last Man Standing. Love her. She is so, so good. She's a great pick to play Belle too. She's actually puts on an Australian accent in the trailer. So watch the trailer when you get out of here, because I can't play it because it's copyrighted. But watch it after you get out of here and you'll see she does an Australian accent. It's not too bad. I wouldn't pick her as an American. She sounds all right. I have. I've followed Belle for years. She used to live about 5-10 minutes from where I live. I love Last Man Standing too, and I hate the fact that it got cancelled twice. Once when it moved from ABC to Fox, and then Fox cancelled it eventually too. Love Last Man Standing. Great show. Great show. One of my favorites. That and Cougar Town. I love Cougar Town with The people who wrote Scrubs did a lot of Cougar Town, and it's got the girl from Friends. I can't remember her name at the moment. Great show though, one of my favorites. No, that's a real massacre. That's a real massacre. That was the that's a twisted story of a matriarch who wanted control of all the children in the family, and then they basically wiped out the other family. So there was two families, a son on one side, a daughter on the other. They got together, they had some children, and then they split up. When they split up, that's when all the trouble happened. And basically one night they went there and annihilated the entire family, including, get this, I hate this part of it, but it just shows you how chilling it is. They killed the mum, so the girl who was involved with the son on the other family, they went there, killed her. She had just given birth to a baby 24 hours beforehand or something. And they put the baby back on her breast so it could feed until someone could find the bodies in the morning. You have to be a sick, sick person to do that. To shoot a woman dead and then put the baby back into nursing position so it can survive until morning. That is horror. Like, there's not many things that make me speechless. That might be one of them. I've never heard of anything like it. It is just disgusting. It really is. Oh, crazy. There's a really good documentary. It came out. It has Joseph Scott Morgan in it. You can watch it on Oxygen Network. It's called The Pike County Massacre. It came out last year at Thanksgiving, I think. It's pretty good. It's like a 3-part documentary. It's called The Pike County Massacre. I can't remember what family it was right now. Oh, jeez. It just... How could you do that? How could you do that? By shooting her dead and then putting the baby like that? It's horrid. Really horrid. Oh, yuck. Glitter says, I think it's also on Peacock and Apple TV. There's a bunch of different places. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it is pretty good. It actually runs from the very beginning to the very end. Very, very good documentary. Very in-depth. Probably the best one there is. I don't know, but it's one of the most horrible stories I've ever watched. Wagner's, that's it. Thank you. That's the family. Billy Wagner. Yep. That one detail to me just shows you how callous and cruel they were to that family. You can just go watch the documentary. They'll tell you all about it. They'll tell you about how the crime scene was laid out. They'll tell you how they found the bodies, everything. Oh, is it? Maybe we should follow that. Maybe we should follow that. You can find it. Just Google it creatively. You'll find it. Hey, I love you all. I got to get out of here. It's like dinner time here. Roten? Hannah's last name is Roden. Yeah, it's Hannah. That's the girl with the child. She did not, all she wanted was to get away from him. That's all it was. And they couldn't handle that she had the children. That's all it was. And that, I think it's Billy's mom. She's just a crazy bitch. Like, literally. She is just mental as F. Like, she just could not handle not being the matriarch to the children. Someone should... You know the cattle thing we always talk about? Her. Do it to her. Someone should do that to her in the middle of the town square. No country for old men in the town square for her. 100%. Oh, it was Billy's wife who did it. Is she the one? Okay, sorry. I'm getting my people confused. It's been a while since I watched it. I hate that story, though. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I love you all. Maybe we can do that tomorrow night. Maybe we can talk about that tomorrow night. Yeah, love yous all as well. Good night. I don't talk in my sophisticated voice. This is how I talk when I get out of here. It's definitely how I talk in real life. All right. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.